Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the second half of Map 2 between Dignitas and Astralis. Now, for those of you who might be tuning into this stream for the first time, what you can expect is all the ESL tournaments that you would previously be watching with a lot less fluff. So here we are. We're about to get diving into the second half. When I say fluff, I do mean less analysis. You know, that stuff takes like 10 to 15, 20 minutes. So we dive straight into the action, or rather we try to. Yes, I do know that I'm not as good a caster as Anders, or forgive me, Semler, but or even Moses and Pansy. But really, the reason why I guess you might be looking for this channel is simply based on the premise that we bring this content to you in a much more abrupt format than what ESL will. And you know, their VODs are out there. You know, you can go and watch the real pros commentating on these matches, or you can just watch some guy who's trying to make his own casting better. At the moment, this is a very difficult situation to work back for Astralis. The score is 9-6 in favor of Dignitas. It's looking a little bit contradictory to the initial predictions of Moses, who said that he thought we would be seeing 16-11 at the end of this map in favor of Astralis. But I guess we'll find out soon enough just what's going on. There might be some kind of a hold up with the players, which is actually causing us to come in so much later with today's match, or rather the second half. But looks like the team switch is about to engage, right? Maybe there was a pause called. Maybe one of the players needed to go to the bathroom. Maybe one of the players needed some breathing room. Maybe one of the players needed a can of Red Bull. I know I would if I was one of them. To be perfectly honest, if I could give you guys an observer position in game of the match, I would do it, but I don't have that available to me at the moment. Alright, so here we are. We're getting started now. That's the countdown ticking that you guys hear in game, and the players just giving themselves one final stretch while they hop into it. Kerrigan on the far left, if I'm not mistaken. All I can see is if I'm lucky, the eyes and the hairdos of each of the players on top of their heads. But that's about it. Pistol round, very important. And if Astralis want to come up on top in this second map, they're actually going to have to take the pistol round to get started on that. That should basically dig themselves into the 9th round, but nothing guaranteed. This is looking like a very heavy stack for bomb site B. Frags already tossed in. Smokes as well, but MSL coming in with the counter entry play. It only does damage, gets no frags first time, unable to make those headshots connect. And that is a lot of carnage hitting the T side. Already 2 for 4 in the exchange. And that's it. Just Astralis, they take the pistol round without even getting the bomb planted. Or without the necessity of getting the bomb planted. It looks like there was a pause called out. I'm not sure. Right now, on camera, it does look like they're talking tactics for the time being. Not entirely sure what this is all about. Great. Alright, so now we have the post-pistol round resuming. And this is typically one of the best chances that you'll see a team have to get their way back or claw their way back into a game. So I wouldn't say this is going to be Dignitas' best and only chance. They did just get done on T side, and now we're going to watch them on CT side, but who on earth knows, right? Just going to pause the recording for the time being. Alright guys, sorry about that, but now we are back. I'm not entirely sure what that pause is all about. I don't think it was tactical. I think it was technical, whatever the issue at hand was. But that's Config making a very nice opening headshot with a scout. Unfortunately, we didn't capture it because our observer didn't catch it. But definitely a good way to get back into this match. I mean, Config just dancing around B with that celebration. And our observer does catch that, but that's about it. KRB looking for a headshot. Will find it. might be getting a secondary. Switches to the knife at the wrong time. And it looks like we're going to be seeing a refrag using a UMP. Dupree is now going to salvage that AK-47. 4 versus 3. You know, if we see them play their... this is still anyone's game, I think. Like, once you stop and think about it, from just a black and white on paper meta play, if you will, you're talking about dividing up bomb site A and bomb site B between 4 players. That means 2 players on each bomb site, and then finally you'll see someone get pulled. Oh, but that's a very nice hold already. I mean, like, even if there's 4 guys rushing into 1 bomb site, you'll see the rotate coming out from 2, but amazing hold thus far with I think that was a very quick rotate. What was 2 players initially, and then a 3rd hopping down from heaven. Like, that's the beauty of the connections for both bomb sites. Heaven is so close to that. And of course, we've got Config getting another kill with that scout. And Dignitas really, you know, they're about to surpass that threshold that Moses initially threw out for them, or made in his pregame prediction. Interesting spot to hop down to from Config. But it looks like the rush is now being made with all Tech 9s and armor, and the pop flash goes in. Tensky getting 2 different frags, 3 now, and that's Dupree getting a refrag on the Tensky. It's 2 versus 3 at the moment, and that's just Kerrigan getting lit up. MSL ending things with a double kill. Solid play from both sides. Really, every single frag that you can make on while you're on an eco is it's basically it's gold. That's what it is. I've said it before and I'll say it again, because what you're doing is you're stopping the enemy team from growing that economy. And Team Astralis knows this all too well. Beautiful. Now, Kirby is now going to be making the opening frag of this round. Another eco, but of course not as hard as the last one was, because the last one was aiming for a win. This one is now just, it's aiming for, well, it's aiming for anything, really. I think bomb plant, really, is what the goal of Astralis is right now. But Team Dignitas already reaching that threshold that Moses had initially made for the predictions. And I really don't see the rush to get into bomb site B, but there it is. Config gonna punish the first entry. Second, he's looking for the 3rd, forced to reload, and that's gonna be Tensky getting the steal on what was going to be a triple kill. There's the replay on the double kill. Nearly gets the triple. Just misses none of those bullets hit whatsoever. But 7-12 and Team Dignitas taking, you know, I wouldn't say this is a massive economic lead. It'll definitely take 2 losses in a row to shut down all of that bank that they have right now. That's 1 to get the weapons that they have. When we're talking about on paper, we're gonna have to see Astralis take down all 5 of the players on Team Dignitas, and then just go ham on them the next round to do the same thing. But that's looking like it's probably not gonna happen, as Astralis is already, they've lost Kerrigan. They can still win this if they can. I wouldn't say pull a rabbit out of their hat, but just solidly coordinate. It's gonna have to take a 1 clean shot to the head to really make it happen. But Dupree, he's waiting on an abusive overstep coming from Team Dignitas, but that's not quite happening at bomb site B. It does happen, however, at bomb site A, right next to the restrooms. We're gonna be seeing a refrag onto MSL, blind fire through the wall, and we do see Device get the frag onto Tengzi. So that's 4 versus 3. This is looking like Astralis could actually be making a comeback. Cajun B now throwing in the smoke, and looks like there might be an entry made soon. KRB just, he follows it up by getting a frag onto Cajun B. It's going to be Device getting the refrag, however, and that brings it back to 2v3 in favor of Astralis. Trading has been going fairly solid this round, but of course, obviously in favor of Team Astralis. Rubino looking for a head, instead hits a thigh a couple times, and that's 2 versus 3. Breaking away from the duels, we've now got Team Dignitas, kind of a tight spot to say the very least. Rubino just going to go out there. He knows he's being chased right now. This is a very uncomfortable position to be in. And that's Device getting the chase. That's going to be one refrag and another. Rubino turns around but is immediately nailed by Device. And although it was an amazing play, we do not see the defuse or the win coming in for Team Dignitas this time around. So they can still make something out of this round. Like, if I'm not mistaken, the lowest bank was 4,400 for one of these players. So is it going to be Famas that's getting cut? Helmet? What's it going to be? You can see the money situation right now. This is the critical round going into the second half. That's Config opening up with the first frag of the round. Cajun B is now working his way above ground from underground. Zipnik's no longer in the equation. I mean, like, he's a very, very strong fragger on this team. He's gotten his name on the upper right-hand corner of your screen many times previously, and the question is, what's going to happen now? Now that he's no longer there. Cajun B looking for something in the background. Just, he couldn't quite find anything, though. 4 versus 5 in favor of Team Dignitas at the moment. No helmets on a lot of these guys, but there are M4 purchases. Alright, we are back. Sorry about that minor interruption. As you can see, there was a big entry going into bomb site A, and now we've got the refrags going in, and out of nowhere, Astralis make it happen. They initially entered this bomb site unfavored with a 4 versus 5, but they managed to come out on top. There it is. You can see the replay right there. Caribbean holding that corner by truck. Nearly gets a second frag to his name, but is just solidly removed from the game. Now we've got a very heavy play coming out for bomb site B from Team Astralis. They're just piling through this because they know the situation that Team Dignitas is in. They just got 2 wins in a row, and that means they should be on eco. That's Dupree Device lining it up. Cajun B getting 1 to his name, and now the last man standing is K or B, and he's got only a deagle on himself. There's nothing really to save here. I mean, friendly fire on the, wow. Okay. You can even see the smirk on, I think that's Kerrigan's face right now. But altogether, I'm sure the guys are going to get along just fine with that. Going to be checking the replay. There's got to be some highlight here, right? There has to be. No highlight this round? But it looks like now score's 10-12. We already see Team Dignitas at least exceeding Moses' predictions slightly, with 1 more point on the board. But Astralis, I mean, they've got the momentum swing. Team Dignitas, they did a full buy this round. They're missing helmets. Not really that much of a misnomer when you're facing off against AK-47s and AWPs, but all around, you can tell that they are kind of, you know, they're showing that they can't really buy into this round. But Config's position is looking, I'd say, relatively nice there. Tensky is going to maybe try and serve as some form of a bait, if you will. And then Config could potentially get the refrag if he is taken down. Entry now happening through water and Squeaky. That's 2 terrorist frags, 0 for CTs, although Dupree is taken down to only 6 HP. Cajun B underground, gonna get 1, not 2 first time. He's immediately refragged by KRB. Device coming in and refragging KRB. Now it's 4-1. Rubino very uncomfortable right now in bomb site B. He's waiting for someone to come back towards him, but I think he knows that that's just not going to happen. Zipnix, I mean, I think this is a play to save his weapon, or really Rubino, a play to save his weapon. Turning every corner carefully, does score a headshot where it needs to land, and now he's immediately rotating. I think now would be a good time for him to actually re-rotate back towards where he was coming from. Nah, Dupree gets him with only 6 HP. I mean, like, I don't mean to downplay him by any means, but I feel as though really the right move would have been to just fake a rotate back towards B site and then slowly head back towards the tunnels that he was entering. Why? Because the death cam. Death cam will actually reveal which direction you're going in, and yeah, just like that. But on the whole, really, back to this round, Astralis, they only lost 3 guys last round, or 2 guys last round, so they really are reaping the benefits for the time being, at least somewhat economically. We are now in the 24th round of the 30 rounds that could hit without overtime. Astralis gonna have a nice lead going into this, but Team Dignitas on eco for the time being. Getting ready to make that entry with the AK-47s. The smoke is gonna get tossed towards... Looks like that's meant for the bank. Boom. There it is. So... they can't really just cross that out, but the only viable re-entry point now is dumpster, and that's been smoked. Device waiting for the entry. He's gonna find it. Blind firing to the bank right now. Bomb is planted, and that means 40 seconds to go before it detonates. Another smoke will be stacked onto dumpster. It looks like it misses its ideal location. That's gonna be now MSL jumping through smoke and just getting shut down. Two versus 5, and I mean, well, although we do see Team Dignitas more or less trying to just save those weapons, it's just, it's a little bit more complicated than that. They're kind of just going for whatever they can right now. Maybe exit frags. Maybe KRB is gonna find something here. Who knows? I mean, we do see someone going underground right now. Dupree is going there, finds him, loses that duel, and it looks like KRB will not be capitalizing on that AK-47 snag. On the whole, however, that was, as a team, a big economy builder for Team Astralis. And the score is now 12-12, even. And that is going to make things a little bit more difficult here for Team Dignitas. They have gone with a full buy. But this is the moment in the game where we ask ourselves, is this where they win or where they lose? They're opening up with a nice frag on the config, but... I'm sorry, was that friendly fire just now? On the Kerrigan? I think that, oh my goodness, I can't tell. But Team Dignitas, well, I mean, they're slated to win this round right now. The odds are really stacked against Astralis. 3 versus 5, you know, more commonly we see wins come out of this than 2 versus 5s, 1 versus 5s, because of course those are just weapon salvage rounds. But it looks like Device is well on his way to try and take this round for his team. Throws a Molotov towards dumpster, and that is going to result in a smoke just moments afterwards. I think it didn't hit the ideal location. Bank, we will see someone entering from there. Blind firing to just above Device's head. Now, incendiary tossed onto Device's position. Gonna put him in a very uncomfortable location for the time being. 4 versus 3, and Team Dignitas on the retake. Blind is Device now, and so too are many members of Team Dignitas. Blind fire through the smoke. Gonna hit nothing. Amazingly, no frags to this point on the re-entry. Oh my god, sweet mother of collateral! Kerrigan with that amazing shot, but config gonna come in with a refrag. It's now 2 versus 1. Device all there. He gets 1, he gets 2, and such a clutch play from both sides. We do see Device manage to take this round for his team with only 20 HP. There it is. One highlight. The collateral. Device creeping through smoke. 22 HP remaining is going to get that last frag. And that's going to put Team Dignitas to a very uncomfortable position again. Awkwardly. Or not awkwardly, but economically. Rubino getting the opening frag of the round. Flashes getting tossed out from both sides. Caribbean opening up on mid, or on statue location, and it looks like Device, he hops around that smoke, and he's gonna get that frag. It's almost like Device was hit in the head with an M4 shot, but there was no follow-up damage, or he was hit in the leg with an AWP shot, but MSL is the team opera, if I'm not mistaken. Zipnix does get a refrag now. It's 3 versus 3, and Team Dignitas does not have the weapons it takes to really compare with Astralis at the moment. But at present, Astralis is now looking for an entry into bomb site B, and they're going to be taking it very, very, very slowly. Right now, it's almost amazing to me that, if I'm looking at this correctly, we have no one watching bomb site B. Long rotate, very slow. Zipnix appearing around, or just poking around at both tunnels, and now the question is someone in there? I don't think, is that in heaven? It's config in heaven right now. I can't really identify. It looks like he is popping down to that location at the moment. Molotov onto connector, smoke right in front of it, and MSL is going to be able to enter. The bomb's planted. Now 40 seconds to work with for both sides. MSL looking for Kerrigan, will find him. AWP shut down, 2 versus 3, and that means MSL has just spotted his target. Zipnik's gonna get the refrag through the box. Oh my god, trades of all trades. Potensky in water, along with his one other teammate. Blind is Densky, and that is going to make another point on the board for Team Astralis, as it started out very strong in favor of Team Dignitas, looking so much like map number 1 on Mirage. You guys should go back and check that out. But Astralis just, it looks like they let Team Dignitas get to some threshold or another, but just didn't take it all the way. And now Team Dignitas, somehow they have enough money for rifles 3 rounds in a row. But Caribbean actually, I thought he didn't have any armor at first. It was actually just a clean source, not showing it in all that high definition. But there is a stack happening right now up by restrooms. Astralis now looking for, or excuse me, Dupree rather, on picnic tables, looking for someone who might be lurking underground. Instead, he'll find nothing. It's going to be Device now entering through smoke into bathrooms. MSL now behind the armored van, waiting for whoever may come around long A. He does make a spot. He's going to duel just a little bit, and I don't think he managed to hit any of those shots, but simultaneously, I don't think he's harmed too much from that. Kerrigan now approaching with the AWP. He's waiting for an overextension from anyone that he might be able to find. 50 seconds remain on the clock, and the terrorists must make a move. Rubino waiting for someone to turn that corner. Does win the duel. Final shot goes through a wall, but that's not the important part. 4 versus 4 now, as we do see Dupree take down MSL in the background. Finishing with someone else started. Rubino now at 34 HP. KRB taken down, knocked out by Cajun B. Rubino now taking down Kerrigan, and he's all on 7 HP himself. This is very difficult for CTs to work with at the moment. Excuse me. There it is. Entry flashes. Dupree making a headshot. 2 headshots in a row. That's terrorists win by 1 man, a ring and a prayer. Rubino getting a quad at the end of the round, but it's not an ace, unfortunately. The pressure is still on for Team Astralis. They're not celebrating just yet. You can see they're not that excited at this moment. Why do I say excited? I say this simply based on the merit that they know that it's still on the table that Team Dignitas could win this. And it looks like Team Dignitas has really been pacing their buys. You know, they've kind of been going with the slow and steady wins the race kind of deal. Kevlar and Famas every round. This time we do see an M4 coming in from Rubino. Last round it was a Famas. Friendly fire going to nick one of the teammates, but that is not going to be of any miserable consequence to them just yet. Cajun B making not so hot on the entry. Pop flash coming in, blind fire, and that is going to be Dignitas winning that duel in a 2 versus 1. Device now going underground. It looks like he might get it. Double kill. Not just shot a little bit short by MSL with 12 HP. Densky and MSL are now in a 1 versus 2 situation against Zipnix. The question, what does Zipnix do now? He's got the bomb. He's kind of, you know, just thinking to himself, all right, what's there left to be done at this round? And it is possible that he could take it, but it looks like it may cost him a lot. No, now that I stop and think about it, these last 2 rounds have been very expensive for the terrorist side. So if they lose this round, are they going to be stuck on eco is a very good question. MSL just waiting out by picnic tables. And he does find Zipnix, but Zipnix manages to land that bullet. And 24 seconds remain. Tensky, he's just slowly creeping towards the bomb site. Bomb is going to be planted, and now he's forced to play for the retake. Forced to go through a Molotov as well. Very nice placement by Zipnix, and soft tossed flash. 1, 2 in a row. He does know that he's by dumpsters. Looking for that head. Not going to pop out more than he needs to. He's waiting for the overpeak from Tensky. He's now rotating. He doesn't have to overpeak himself. And he's going to hop over box to nail that last frag. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Benjamin Breaker Novotny. We're going to take things into a short break. And then after that, we're going to cast the match afterwards. Thank you for watching.